One of the questions I get frequently asked is, why is it so difficult to meditate? Somebody left a comment the other day, Marsha. Why is it so difficult to meditate? And there are different reasons for this. Maybe we don't know what we're looking for, what we're looking to achieve, what we're looking to experience when we meditate, and really there isn't any goal. There's no finishing point, no final line. To meditate is to just simply be, and to be without an agenda. There are also so many different meditation techniques, and it's easy to try one technique, stay with it for a little while, think that it's not working, and then find another technique. Now, fine in the beginning, but if you continue to search, to change, you'll just hop from one different technique or one different spiritual discipline to another when a little bit of dedication, sit with it, become bored. It seems such a rare thing these days to become bored, because we live in a world that is full of distraction, full of means of distraction. The minute, and I know myself, the minute that I'm left with nothing to do, I find myself switching something on, or another of the great temptations, technology, screens. And I'm not telling you not to look at screens, you wouldn't be seeing me right now, but have a little bit of discipline every now and again. Dedicate time purely to be with yourself. Now, there are that many different meditation techniques that can seem overwhelming. Jumping from one different technique to another technique because they don't seem to work. Now, you need to explore these different avenues, but again, a little bit of discipline. Stay with a particular technique that resonates with you at the beginning, and through the ups and the downs, the busyness, the quietness, then you become familiar with the essence of the practice, because it's not about the technique, it's about what that technique reveals. Again, from my own experience, I thought that there would be some cosmic wow moment that was waiting to happen, some delineation between me and my everyday life and this expansion into some meditative bliss. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but again, from my own experience, it can be quite tedious. A lot of the time I find myself just sitting with myself, thinking with my eyes open, thinking with my eyes closed, and I think, what's the purpose of this? And that's another of the reasons why we tend to struggle sometimes with meditation, is because we're always looking to be productive. It's easy to, in the yoga tradition, to perform asana because it's tangible. You think you're working, you're building up to something, you're improving your flexibility or your strength. And again, this can be misleading, because in meditation, and indeed in asana, I'll talk about this on another day, there is no goal, there is no final point. You're always refining, you're always fine-tuning your approach to whatever practice it is, which is ultimately your approach to yourself. And let me say this, we're very unfamiliar with spending time to be simply with ourselves. Always a distraction, always something to do, always looking to be productive, usually from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. That's why sometimes we can't go to sleep. Our minds are still busy, our minds are still racing. Now, stay with me towards the end of the video. I'll give you some ideas of how to stay with the practice and to be open to the essence of the practice. So, to simply be with yourselves is, or can be, quite uncomfortable. We're unfamiliar to be with ourselves. And why is that? Because to be with yourself is to immerse yourself in all the different aspects, and that's your body, but also it's your thoughts, feelings, emotions. It can be quite uncomfortable. There are some things that we don't want to face. some aspects of ourselves that we don't want to see or to experience. Now, if you just push these things down or you ignore them, doesn't mean that they go away. So to sit, to meditate, is to open to all of the different facets of yourself, and maybe not the aspects, the facets of yourself that you're comfortable with. You have to face, in a way, your demons. And it's in this process of acknowledgement and without denying whatever it is you experience, whatever it is that arises, that it disempowers that particular thought, that particular feeling. We call them in the yoga tradition samskaras. It's a thought, it's a feeling that becomes so embedded in the idea of whom we are that it becomes a part of ourselves, which is absolutely outrageous. How can a thought or a feeling be a part of yourselves? Thoughts, feelings, they're temporary, they're ephemeral, they're like clouds that drift through the sky, soon dissolving, soon drifting, soon fading. So the struggles that we have to meditate, the different techniques to practice, the unfamiliarity of being with yourself, and the unknowing, not looking what to feel, what to experience. Let me tell you right now, through the practice of meditation, you'll experience something which you've experienced many, many times through your life. In fact, many, many times through each day, and yet we don't notice these things because we're caught up in the busyness of our minds, the busyness of this world, our life around us, and that veils the experience, that veils, in a way, our true essence, which is that stillness, the clarity, the serenity, the sanctity of your mind space. And therein lies, if you like, the essence of the practice, because you're not looking for something that's beyond you. You're not looking to create something. You're simply giving yourself the time and the opportunity to experience all that arises, so the different thoughts, feelings, emotions, distractions. Just let them arise. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to change anything because you can't. You can't change the nature of your thoughts. You can't change how you feel. And in that process of witnessing, and to witness is subtly different to thinking, in that process of witnessing, then it disempowers the thoughts, even the feelings, the emotions. You become that familiar with the tendencies of your mind as you practice that they become disempowered. And in that disempowerment, then maybe between each thought, or from a different perspective, to be aware of the space, your mind space, into which these thoughts arise, well then they'll soon dissolve. They dissolve back into the stillness and into the sanctity of your mind space. So don't let your practice become a chore. So my advice maybe would not even to call it meditation. If you're just beginning with meditation, or if you've been practicing a long time and you've somehow become lost with the familiarity of your practice, well then don't call it a meditation. Just see it as time that you dedicate to yourself, to simply be with yourself. It could be a walk in nature, and I find nature is one of the best teachers for meditation, because it's constantly changing, it's all around, and we can immerse ourselves fully in the process. You feel the ground, you feel the earth beneath you, you feel the gentle caress of the breeze upon the surface of your skin. You're aware of your senses, your sense of smell, looking at the world, you see the world around you, the different sounds. Listen to the sounds right now. Absolutely amazing. And without calling it meditation, just time that you dedicate with yourself, but without distraction. Switch off your device. Take off your shoes even. Feel physically the grass, the earth beneath you. If you don't live in a place where nature is easily accessible, well then look up to the sky. You see the clouds drifting through the sky, maybe the birds flying through the sky. It's nature, and you know, we're a part of nature. We're not separate, we're not alien from this nature, and therein lies again the essence, that union, that connection, the connection with your true self, your essence, and the unfolding of the world, the unfolding of the universe around you. And as you become more familiar with time to yourself without the distractions of your everyday life, well then again maybe you fine-tune that process. You take a more, in a way, formal approach to your practice. You sit or you practice a walking meditation. But again, it's not a chore. I find every day when I get up, I look forwards to that time where I allow myself to just simply be, no matter what my agenda is through the day, no matter how busy my day is. I dedicate, it maybe just be 5 minutes to simply sit and to be, and then the whole day, or the busyness of the whole day doesn't impact upon me. And it's a delight. You sit, you practice for the delight of practicing, not because there's a purpose, not because there's an agenda. So if you've liked this video, please like it, subscribe if you're not already subscribing. I'm trying to put up more content every week. And if you want to contribute to the channel, buy me a coffee. I'd love to spend more time dedicated to sharing these thoughts, these insights with you. Well, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and don't take your practice, don't take your life or yourself too seriously. Just allow yourself to just simply be.